If you've tried online dating, you've probably experienced the phenomenon known as catfishing. The definition of a catfish is to lure someone into a relationship by means of a fictional online persona. Whether that means you're posing as someone completely different from who you are, or you're using photos of yourself online that portray you in a slightly different light than what you look like. You would think that only average people would be victims of catfish, but oh no. A hefty amount of celebrities have been catfished as well. I'm counting down the top 10 celebrities who are catfished here for you on IO. What is gravy? You're watching InformOverload. I'm Dobre, queen of potatoes, spiller of tea, writer of words, and maker of funnies. Subscribe for the spiciest news updates and top 10 lists on YouTube, and follow the IO team on social media. We got that Twitter, we got that Instagram, we got that, yeah, that's it. Starting off our list at number 10, Yaniv Schulman. Yaniv Schulman is an American producer and TV host. So he was contacted online by a woman called Abby who painted a photograph he took. He then met her entire family through phone calls and online chats. He then fell for a woman called Manti Te'o, who was using photos of a married photographer, Amy Gonzalez. Amy had no idea that someone was using photos of her behind her back. The catfish turned out to be a woman called Gosselin, often dubbed the ultimate catfish. She created multiple personas to contact Yaniv, Abby and Megan included. Yaniv went on to create the film Catfish, the TV show Catfish, and he's also the person that coined the term catfish. Coming in the number 9 spot, Pat McAfee. Football star Pat McAfee felt something was off about a woman called Abigail Johnson, who he described as a smoking hot blonde. Abigail was tweeting at Pat non-stop. She was somewhat of a groupie who offered to meet him at his hotel room. Pat didn't respond, but Abigail persisted. She sent him a slew of saucy messages. He finally replied and cut off contact because he knew it was a fake account. Or did he? Abigail haunted his thoughts. What if she really was the smoking hot blonde of his dreams? One day he turned on the TV and MTV Catfish was on. The episode was about a guy named Jared who thought he met his true love online. Guess who? A smoking hot blonde called Abigail Johnson, who of course was not who she said she was. In at 8 on our list we got Meri Brown. Reality TV star Meri Brown from TLC's Sister Wives met a good old southern gentleman online called Sam. Meri found Sam very easy to talk to and they had so much in common. At first they were just friends, but then Sam started to court her even after she told him she was married. She made it clear that nothing could ever happen between them, but Sam still sent her text saying that he loved her. They eventually planned to meet up, but Meri was confused when Sam insisted she meet his female friend instead. She met up with the friend, but at some point during their meetup, the friend, called Lindsay, started threatening her and her family if she ever hurt Lindsay or Sam. Well, you could probably guess by now that Sam never existed. At lucky number 7 on our list is Debra Danielsen. Who's Debra Danielsen? Well, she's a reality TV star best known for being Farrah Abraham's mom. She made appearances on the shows 16 and Pregnant on MTV, as well as the show Teen Mom. When Debra divorced her husband, who was Farrah Abraham's father, she decided to try her hand at online dating. She started talking to a guy on Match.com who reeled her in with an interesting business opportunity, and he also wanted to start a romantic relationship. Never where you eat, that's what I like to say. Well, it turns out that the guy she met online was a scam artist, and he scammed her out of $250,000. The scam artist, called James, told her he loved her and told her he needed money for a business opportunity where he was selling oil to China. He just needed the money to get started. After some pressure, she sent him $62,000. This continued until she finally sent $250,000 in total. When Debra finally realized it was a scam, she had to get the FBI as well as local law enforcement involved in order to get him arrested. She wrote a book about this experience. It's called Vapor. And at 6 on our list we got John Henson. Not all catfishes want dates. John Henson was the host of Talk Soup and Wipeout. He once told a producer for Nightlife about an instance where he spent 2 weeks communicating by email with the mother of a young daughter suffering from neuroblastoma, which is a very severe, fatal cancer. The woman, called Catherine, claimed that her daughter was a big fan of Wipeout, and it was her dying daughter's wish to talk to John Henson. He also received handwritten letters and pictures sent from the dying girl, so all doubt in the story subsided, until one day John became suspicious. Catherine wasn't able to answer specific questions about her daughter's condition, which meant that she didn't really know anything about it. Eventually, John hired a private eye and eventually found out that Scarlett was a notorious catfish called Hope Johnson, who duped several other celebrities, like the next one on this list. And at 5 we got Kate Gosselin. Kate was reeled into a similar scheme as John Henson. A woman emailed her and told her about her dying daughter and how her only wish was to have contact with her. Kate fell for the story and ended up dedicating an entire episode of Kate Plus 8 to her. Hope actually used her real name for this instance, so at the end of the episode, the words "in loving memory of Hope" displayed on the screen. When Kate found out that the whole thing was a sham, she screamed. Coming into the number 4 slot we got Tracie Thoms. You may recognize Tracie as the Broadway actress best known for Rent. Tracie had this fan. Sammy. Sammy wasn't just a fan though, she was a super fan. Sammy would promote all of Tracie's shows and projects on Twitter, which is where they first started talking. So Sam then introduces Tracie to her best friend Reese. Tracie was obviously grateful to Sammy for all her promotion, so she starts talking to Reese and befriending her on Twitter. But just when Tracie and Reese started becoming friends, Reese died from cancer. Sammy sent Tracie video footage from Reese's funeral, and of course that was very sad. Well, Tracie Thoms also became increasingly more suspicious of this super fan, so she enlisted the MTV show Catfished to track her down. Turns out Sammy was her real name, but she looked nothing like her photos. She also completely made up Reese and her entire story for attention. So does that mean that she went to a random person's funeral and sent videos? That's weird. Getting close now at number 3, Our Prophet. The rapper sought help from MTV's Catfish after he fell for a beautiful woman online called Trinity. But there was something fishy about Trinity. You see what I did there? For one, she never wanted to video chat, which is kinda weird. That's definitely a way to avoid being catfished, video chat before you meet up. But as it turns out, Trinity never existed, and the woman who was pretending to be her was actually Chris Brown's ex, a woman named Crystal who was a middle-aged middle school worker from Crestwood, Kentucky. Our Prophet eventually forgave Crystal, and he claims they're still friends. And at 2 on our list, we got Manti Te'o. He was once the linebacker for the San Diego Chargers. Like the other celebs on this list, he was a victim of catfishing back in 2009. He used to talk about his long-distance girlfriend Lene in interviews. He was on the road to be the next big NFL star. He won a ton of hearts over this romantic rhetoric. Unfortunately, Lene had a lot of bad luck. She was severely injured in a car crash, and then she was diagnosed with late-stage leukemia. Manti Te'o vowed in interviews to be true to Lene until the end. After she died, however, 2 sports writers were tipped off that Te'o had been catfished, and once he found out, he completely invented her death as a sort of way to save face to the media. The writers allege that he made up the entire relationship for publicity because he saw how much the public loved his tragic love story. And at number 1 on our list, we got Thomas Gibson. The Criminal Minds actor fell for a North Dakota woman after she tweeted some saucy pictures of herself and showered him with compliments. One thing led to another, and he started an online relationship with her. The relationship got a bit saucy, and Thomas started sending her saucy photos of him and videos, 2 of which showed him in a hot tub. The woman, who was a catfish, said in a revealing TMZ interview that she and Thomas were in a 2-year relationship. When he found out what happened, he had his lawyer send her a cease and desist letter. Nothing like getting your lawyer to do your dumping for you. Well, there you have it, guys. I bet half the comments will be like, I never heard of any of these celebrities. Trust me, they were the biggest celebrities I could find. If you consider me a celebrity, I have also been catfished. Quite a few times, actually. Tell me your thoughts on this one, as well as your trust issues, down in the comments, and while you do that, I'm gonna wrap this one up with some common features. These are from our video, The Top 10 Times People Were Catfished, Part 2. Yaliah31 said, aren't y'all Canadian on this channel? I cannot stand y'all's pronunciation of so much. Can you imagine if you went around saying to people with British accents, I hate the way you pronounce things? Crow said, I love this channel, glad you 2 put it on my homepage for me to check out. Y'all are awesome, keep up the great work. Hey, that means we're being recommended. Hazimi said, I love watching these while I'm on the toilet. My legs keep falling asleep though. How long are you on the toilet for? That is it for me, and thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want more, and stick around for some bonus content coming up right now. Meri was married. Meri was married.